It's going down like this, motherfucker.
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was hoeing. Hump, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Fade that, nigga. Shit. Bet the bar, off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog need. Slap Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks.
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society, and try and
Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Yes, he destroy black boys. Yes, he destroy black boys. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying.
I just left a light in this bitch. I'm finna hit the shop in this shit.
Hey, where are the white women at?
I'm trying to told you just with her and man. Now her mind is fucked.
Hey, where are the white women
I'm
at?
trying to told you. I'm trying to told you. I'm trying to told you. I'm trying to.
Hey, where are the white women at?
I'm trying to told you. I'm trying to told you just with her and man. Now her mind is fucked.
Yeah, well, gotta get a piece of mind.
Your feet. He looked down, seen her feet. The nigga went berserk. Killed the monkey, threw the bat out the window, start kicking that bitch in the air.
Say anyway, but I will. The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously in no time switch its rotation also, because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously. Can you?
You don't understand. It's cool enough just being cool, like I am, chilling.
Group of you together, you never can tell who's who.
I've seen a lot of black guys, Nipsey, but you're overdoing it.
Plus, I'm in love with a bitch I can't stand.
I mean, TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creators.
You're a philosopher? I think very deeply. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. I think very deeply. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? You're a philosopher? Yes. I think very deeply. Dance with me.
his dad. Where's all that noise? Oh, that's his dad.
You got to pray to God and tell God your rent due. Any God that didn't know your rent was due ain't God. Damn white boys out there. Most of them is psychopaths and all that. They'll kill your mama's mama. And you
Decent white folk that still don't know they're racist.
What the hell you want here, hunky?
Don't know me what it is, nigga. I don't mean to be out of, mean to be rude, mean to be rude, mean to be rude. I don't mean to be out of line, mean to be rude. I don't mean to be out of line.
Your lines are still open. Oh shit, you can get it, nigga. You wanna get it?
Come with baggage, just I asked Louis was on.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that was nice.
I like that.
Bitch niggas, hoe niggas, rich niggas, broke bitch. I told niggas this was on, yeah, right here. I think we OD. I think we OD.
The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about your black ass.
For my word, can't be my equal, I don't know what you heard. That's the difference when you're my.
You got to pray to God and tell God.
Use a snort cocaine, now I beam for the check, yeah. Use a snort cocaine, now I beam for the check, yeah. Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. I hit the loot juice, it pulls up in the heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. I hit the loot juice, it pulls up in the heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. I hit the loot juice, it pulls up in the deuce. I hit.
Like I said, you go to the history of European civilizations. 250 years is how long they last before they implode because of their greed, because of their violence, because of an inability to let others be, including themselves. If they didn't have brown and black people to hate, they would hate themselves.
Lean and walk, lean, walk, lean, walk. Aye, nigga. Aye, nigga. Do that dance, baby.
Slapping folks is satisfying. She don't like me, but I didn't know. Guess it was underlying.
Lean and walk, lean, walk, lean, walk.
To the east, to the north, to the west, to the south, above, below, and the middle. and welcome to the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that was created by the Hero Twins, and I am that one and only Galactic Daddy-O welcoming each and every one of you to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the universe.
Well, I guess that's time for this old boy to get started. Peace, love, and soul. Well, I drank all my beer today, so I'm just going to drink some of this water in my copper vessel. So again, whatever you're drinking, pop them while you got them. Pop them if you want them. Pop them if you got them. But I'm still all right, and still taking these lice gummies. These are still really nice on the motherfucker. And I should have activated it. We'll activate the unicorn Luca. And so definitely smoke them if you want them, for sure. That's what we're here for, is to mutually get into each other. And I forgot to say it. I know it's past, but it was my brother's birthday, and I forgot to say it last night. My mother did talk to him. I guess he wasn't feeling too well because I did call him. But sorry, man. My brother turned big 58 last night. I think the last couple of nights I've been kind of mentioning it, so I'm sorry I didn't mention it yesterday morning before I went out. I'm not going to go very long tonight. But today, the football was good. What's interesting is the NFL is going to use the kickoff rules for the UFL. So you get a look at how the kickoff is going to look, because that's exactly what they're using, those rules. So that was kind of interesting. It's all about there's a hunger out there, and like what taught me this more than basketball, even in my own life, that I stayed in shape longer playing basketball. But one thing I learned about football is the guys never get out of shape. I mean, once you're dedicated and you're into that thing, you're never out of shape. There's never an off season. So we see people, ready, and like, no matter what offense or what defense, you've been taught something very similar in the past. Like, as I was reading that schedule of names last night, what they were drafting on, also, if you got to consider how you pick up players, is people that know certain systems. So they looked at people and was like, okay, these people already know the system, and it's just the verbiage changes. As you go from team to team, the verbiage will change from one coach to the other, of course. So, but it was entertaining. We again, it was early day because the first game came on roughly 2-ish. And so I watched. I think we got over to my brother-in-law's, because I started watching the game here. Then we got in the car and I watched the game. So I don't think it was quite halftime when we got over there. And so we watched the other two games over there and ate. My mother was over there. My mother had some tequila. She was feeling pretty good. And I think she called and sent my brother birthday love. My mother was like, should we just say happy birthday to your brother? And I'm like my brother's not here, and these people just supposed to say random happy birthday. She's like, oh. I was like, yeah, that's that tequila talking. She's like, well, you got a point. Yeah, come on. But I guess he did answer her and he wasn't feeling good. But yeah, it's 58, So joy to him. Joy to him, for sure. And so let's get in. Oh, you know what we always do? We always look at the Great White North's weather. a beautiful day up here. I mean, it couldn't have been nicer. Today it's going to be 43. So it's going to be cooler today than it actually was yesterday. Rest of the week, 49, 49, 51, 60. So I'm going to get some pickleball. One of these early days in here, it's probably going to be perfect for pickleball. And I'm probably going to shoot towards Wednesday, depending on when my appointment is. But so, the weather's mild up here, y'all. And that is, it's great. It's great. It's great to see, all the, like my brother in law, his backyard's all muddy and stuff. So, he had, he had planted some sod last year. So it's taking hold good. It got very soaked. He wasn't even letting the dogs go in the back. It was so muddy. So, and so, up here, this is what all we ask for. That we love the storm because you gave us a lot of moisture, but other than really, it's the driving. If really they could prove that peopleless cars was safer to drive in the snow, if they could prove that, then we might consider it. But it doesn't look like it. Okay, so let's get into the first game tonight. Was the Purdue game, which actually was a pretty decent game. The one thing that I really was impressed, and I get to talk a little bit about the way both teams handle their offense. But what I really saw is a variation of how they ran the triangle, especially if you go back to the old Tex Weather films. With Edey, they were really kind of trying to run the triangle offense off of him. And again, remember the triangle it's almost like a constant motion, a constant replacement in motion. But even if you turn, it activates the people on the other side. So you have constant movement. And that's what I like for him. Now, again, when the time was running down, left, right, but Edey. Now I'll tell you this is the difference when I talk about a shot maker and angles. Edey is not like Wemby or Wilt Chamberlain where he'll make the different angles of shot. He's pretty much drop, step right, left, drop it, dunk it. He really is not hitting those angles like Wemby and Wilt Chamberlain do. Or Wilt did and Wemby does. He doesn't get quite those angles, but he does. And college, and it looks like, again, he went 3 years. He could have went pro. But college, looks like the big man. They want the big man back. And I was really impressed. Again, running that triangle. When that didn't work, he was drop stepping, soft little hooks, being active on the boards and defense. But I tell you, it was a good game. I mean, it really was. The kind of noise, scored great ways. It carried the bygone disappointment. The decibels that came from both Indiana and adoptive Indianas, these people pay attention to basketball, subject themselves to vagarians. Now, 44 years after Purdue's last appeared in the Final Four tournament, 11 Big Ten regular season titles since same, and 1 year after slipped one ghoul of a banana peel against the number 1 seed, the Boilermakers. And see, that's how they do it. They embarrass you the year before, and then you get, the next year you get rewarded. Rare Exhilaration, Little Caesars in Detroit made all those older. And more specifically, number 1 seed Boilermakers lent their 19th season coach of the Contending Human Faces, the dream come true. 7'4" Canadian. He had 37 points, right? Well, wait, no, he had 40 points. Wow. The 7'4" Canadian scored 40 points and had 16 rebounds. The Tennessee SC Player of the Year, Dan Cannett, 6'6" transfer from North Carolina. He had 37. He was hot in the first half. He actually kept Tennessee in the game in the first half. If it wasn't for his shooting, Tennessee probably would have been, he kept them in the game. This kind of rare Powers can quell a sound as Purdue's that dominated the area as Little Caesars. It can hush again and again. Big Ten. It was in Big Ten country, baby. The Boilers' den would find its peaks through each one with a 250 left, some free throws, and a dunk from Edie, and created some separation. More about Lance Jones, a transfer from Southern Illinois, who had it pop to Purdue. Jones guarded Kinnick pretty well in late stages. He was cooking, so I wanted to do anything I could to shut off his water. Now he launched a three from the right wing and came rattling down the net, making its own noise as its score was 66-60. With the noise calmed, especially at night, Fright with a 69-64, 42 seconds left, and Edie missing 2 free throws. He missed 3 in a row, actually. Second air ball, got another turn blaring. What happened next determined the compensate. Ely hurried down on Purdue's specialties defense, made one of his apex predator drives from the left. He went up as he had plenty, and he wasn't splashing his shots. Edie went up also, and the stars of the game convened. Edie blocked it with 33 seconds left and kept it in bounds, and the noise had taken off this most powerful goosebump level. I got the pain back. So that was my take on the first game. That was my take on the first game. Definitely. Edie was just too much. But the other guys, I mean, again, what have we seen that's taken over, that took over with Steph, that tried to knock size out of the NBA is the 3-point shot. College, not so much. So that was an enjoyable game to see the Big Ten get in there. And see teams that, Alabama's nice. Ain't never been, because the way college hoops is you make it to the Final Four. That's like you've won it. You get to put the Final Four banner up there, and it's really like you won it. Win or lose, it's a win for all the teams that made the Final Four. Let me see. Where's the other part? Where is it at? I just saw it. Oh, here it is. I'll tell you, this what's his name? Burns Jr. Is that his name? Burns Jr. And they got the Adidas, so he wearing the Hardings. You don't see a lot of folks wearing the Hardings. This big cat here has an unbelievable touch. He has a really unbelievable touch. I mean, he don't even throw it that high. There's kind of, comparing him to Zach Randolph. But I mean, now this is another interesting, the way they were running their offense, because he's such a good ball handler. He wouldn't always need to just be backed up. You could see that they had set plays where he would turn and face, and then they was making them cuts, and he was hitting them with it. But his just like really what kept Duke in the game was when he got his second foul. He got his second foul 14, 16 minutes left. And that's when Duke kind of, the two bigger dudes, number 30 was their main guy. And that's when they kind of came back. I thought the coach did a great job of bringing that young man back in the game with 3 minutes left. I thought that was smart. That was a way to get his legs back under him and keep him warm for the second half. I thought that was brilliant. And the big fella did not foul going into halftime, and we see the difference. I mean, like, he was playing with him at the end. He was waiting for the contact, and they contact, and he was just like catching it, not really shooting it high, but just that nice drop over him. And it was really interesting to watch how they ran their defense, because it wasn't the triangle, but everyone was still moving. Like, even when he got the ball, and he was like, because he was isolating more, facing dudes, kind of, which I kind of like he was facing them, then trying to get by him from facing him. But also when you're facing your attack, you're hitting them cuts too. That's what I liked about the attack and him, because he was hitting that too, because they was trying to double. He was throwing little passes over. Very, very well coached. They tried to press at the end. They was killing the press, getting layups, which you should do. You should get layups off the press. So it was impressive. The big fella, though, I mean, he just was giving them all problems. Fouled 2 of them out. They took number 15. Number 15 deserved the picture. He ended up being a non-factor. 30 ain't even in the picture. 11th seed is the lowest seed team. And I mean, this was the one thing, just looking at the name just popped out at me. It's like, man, they're trying to do what they did in 83 to these mugs. So just under 7 minutes left in the second half. They pulled away with a double-digit lead, sealing the deal for the Wolfpack and kissing the Blue Jays' chance at another Final Four appearance goodbye. Duke didn't have another lead the rest of the game. The Wolfpack will face Purdue, number 1 seed, on Saturday at State Farm. Also facing on Saturday be the number 1 seed UConn, the 4 seed Alabama, the winners of each. Duke was favored to win by 6.5, but ended up falling by 12. As for the rest of the Final Four, UConn showed dominance. Illinois beating them, and also Saturday Alabama win over Clemson, and Purdue narrowly held on to a lead and back and forth against Tennessee earlier in the day. Wow. Didn't give enough about them, but yeah, my man was killing them. I mean, he was just playing with them. And that's going to be, like, defense-wise, they're going to have a problem with Purdy or Edey, no doubt. But they don't really have anybody to match him. And I don't see Edey matching him because he's too quick for Edey to match him. And he'll be able to get his shot off. He'll be able to kind of go by Edey, I think so. But again, he's the main size for them. They got the one boy that came off the bench that had size number 23, but so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because the shots are going to be challenged a little more than what they've been with Edey back there. This is what to me hurt Duke. When you started seeing that the only way Duke was scoring was going to the basket, you just saw that, like, it was like the guards and that one senior started taking all the shots. And you could just see that, like, they weren't going to be at a beat North Carolina State with these guards, taking it to the basket. That you could just see that North Carolina State was hitting threes, getting fouled in the threes, and you could just see that Duke couldn't win what the defense gave them was the guards going to the basket. They weren't going to win that way. So that's what I was like watching. I was like, wow, they really can't win with these guards attacking the way they're attacking, especially when they was coming and they was missing, attacking and yet missing. So. But let me say what's happening because I'm not going to be on here too long. I'm going to go downstairs and watch a movie or some shit. Reborn, I'm Maroon Khan. Thank you for joining.
Got to have vision.
Jamar, 3224. Thank you for joining.
Got to have vision.
PJ Allen, my main man from Saipan. And I know I never have to worry about his.
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches?
Thank you, PJ. Yeah, the old boy is, it's funny, like, with my brother, I really don't remember my mother. There's pictures of me with my mother when she was pregnant, but I don't remember. Of all the things I remember, I don't remember my mother being pregnant. I remember my aunts being pregnant when they were pregnant with some of my cousins were born, but I really don't remember my mother being pregnant with my brother. I don't know. I guess I was too busy being almost a 5-year-old. So, but when he came, I remember when we went and got him, we had, I've told the story before. My stepfather must have had, let me see, my brother was born in 66. So that Benz wasn't a 50. It was probably 66. He probably had a 61 or 62 type of Benz. It ran on oil, and I've said this, or ran on diesel, excuse me. And we had, it was two, we had a double wide trailer. It was two. My uncle had a trailer, and my stepdad, we had a trailer on my grandfather's property. And I'm about to lose my point. But we had that diesel. I've said this many times before. I don't even know if they'll let you allow this anymore. He got a barrel, like whatever, I forget how much the gas was, but he had a barrel of diesel. They would deliver him a whole barrel to the crib. He would just go to the gas station and tell them he wanted a barrel of diesel, and damn if they didn't deliver the shit. So, because you've always been able to go to truck stops, they've always had diesel. But I remember my dad getting that barrel of gas, and after that, he never had to, he'd fill up. He never had to, stop to get gas because he had it delivered. So, I don't know if you can do that anymore. Oh, L Reborn Amaroon Khan, thank you for joining me.
Got to have vision.
And James Gann, thank you for joining.
Got to have vision.
Thank you for joining me. And so I don't even know if they let you. It seemed like people would do that if you could have your own gas, your own diesel. It'd be almost like, to me, equivalent of people having electricity. They'll give you the electricity outlets. So I don't know why they wouldn't want you to have the gas. Is this thing going to show this picture? Yeah, these two brothers here, I mean, if they don't play well against Edie, this is going to be who Edie's facing and that brother there. But this brother was putting that work in. Yeah, Burns Jr., he has a nice touch. And, that's it. They got a couple big fellas that's going to be fighting Edie, and, Edie's got to guard him too. So they're going to play in Phoenix, Arizona. So he hooped. I think he was a player of the tournament. So he hooped. I don't want to hear. I want to see action. Don't want to hear what you guys got to say. Forget you two. But it was a surprise. And it was a good game. I enjoyed it. For Easter, it was good. We had good food around the family. And it was chilled, and that's what it's supposed to be. It was chilled. Oh, what did it say? Yeah, I heard him say this. I wonder what he said to him. It says, Mike caught what DJ Burns said to trolling Duke fan. DJ Burns, they really like him. They're going to play it here? What did he say? Let's see. Is this where I can hear it? Let's see. he said, your season is over. It's over. We don't deserve this, man. Okay, I didn't know that part. Your season is over. That must be the slit neck. Your season is over. Well, that's how it is. Like that one brother said, on to the next city. We go on to the next city. School don't even matter this time of year for them. They'll let them catch up. Dang, I didn't hear about this. It was check this out. Where I live, it was a hostage situation and a shooting. I don't think I reported on this last night, but where I live, it was a hostage situation or a barricade situation. Not far from where I live. I think it was in the trailer park, which is still a little ways down. I don't know. Yeah, because I'm trying to think what houses would have that address. Because that's what the thing I was saying is what, because that's like what there's mostly businesses. I can't think of, so I'm not sure what part of one of the streets I live off it happened, but it was some kind of barricade. And they said 2 officers had got hurt. Early indication said shot, but later they said hurt, not necessarily shot. So I'm not sure of that story. But I didn't hear about this. I've been on the move and groove all day, and it says Delta Boeing 737 makes emergency landing. And this is here. A Delta airline flight made emergency landing Saturday night at Minneapolis. According to Delta spokesman, flight 1736 from Denver to here descended to a lower altitude out of abundance of caution to evaluate potential maintenance issues. The 737 landed safely and 13 minutes earlier than scheduled. Okay, this is one of several incidents involving the past several months, including emergency landing in Alaska after a door panel blew open. And it says Boeing announced he was stepping down. Then they said comes 2 days after two Delta planes clipped wings on one of the taxiways. No one was hurt at the low speed collision. And when you look at the technology and stuff, it's like it makes you wonder, are people dummies again? I mean, why are the people not able to it just does seem like a way that people are being dumbed down and can't do the jobs that once were done. So that's interesting. That's, you want to keep dumbing down America, then there'll be nobody, the slaves, the robots ain't gonna be able to do them all. So that's the feeling I get. 1969 Camaro Capo Seal Johnny Lightning. What did he do? Let's see what happened to this brother. Local sporting news. Former NFL defensive back, turns himself in after weeks of evading the police. Defensive back during the second half NFL game against Baltimore. What year? In 23. Has turned himself in search for the former defensive back who was wanted for domestic violence. The county sheriff announced that the 20-year-old arrived at the jail Sunday night, said he's turning for authorities that the Lion and Pittsburgh standout would turn himself in. After weeks of evading law, this man has finally made the right choice to turn himself in, says the woman. She couldn't heal from this man's gruesome actions. She wanted domestic battery by strangulation. Punishable 5 years. Sheriff's Department responded to a call. Progress, Sutton, a female. Soon after, the Lions president said Sutton was the team training just outside Detroit. We learned about it. We kind of showed up unexpectedly to work out. We were able to speak to Cam because he's actually in our building. We found him. He was down with our strength coach. He kind of just showed up and started working out. The Lions released him. He signed 33, a 3-year. He helped franchise. He started 17 games. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see what happens to him. Can't be hitting on these people. Can't be hitting on these people. The price is too high. The price is too high. Yeah, I don't even know if this counts. I don't even know. Somebody from somewhere died. I've never heard of the mug. So I said I'm not gonna go too long tonight. The UFL football was decent. I watched about an hour of it. It was decent. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, and then the girls' game is tomorrow night. The replay of LSU and Iowa should be a great game. I think that's tomorrow evening. So that's something to look forward to. But for football lovers, I love football, and I like more players getting a chance to play. So it was cool. I thought it was really cool. I'm gonna look forward to it on Sundays. And next Saturday, I'm gonna have a party on my new TV. Invite my friends and family to watch the new TV and watch the Final Four. Again, I don't think the game comes on till 5:00 our time Saturday. So I think it's 6 Central. I think the game comes on 6 Eastern, about 5 Central. So, and this was a little action today. Wasn't that big a deal. That's a big ass snake. This shows you, nice, decent crowd. Crowd was decent. So,
Not bad. Not bad. So not too bad. So if you're a football lover like me, you can't get enough. You can't get enough. You know, they're trying to make the big deal, you know, with LSU and Angel Reese, you know, all this beef where there ain't no beef, you know, to hype up more interest. DNA test links Georgia brothers to unsolved rape case. Damn, you nasty motherfuckers. Damn, Georgia brothers. Oh, kind of 8 million stories. What is this? The Bloody Dynasty. Let me see. Jumping back, we have laid anarchy, pure lawless, during which the 21st Petersburg Chronicle records as though Christ and his saints slept it into Henry II and the Plantageous English long reigning dynasty at 331 years. This would usher in the golden age of England. The rise of England. Okay, that's how it started. That is how it started. I guess this is somebody. I don't know who this person is. Somebody named Mary Lou Teal. I think I saw earlier maybe Peyton Place or some shit. I don't know if that's even worth looking up. But we know, you know, there's always going to be deaths and sacrifices leading up to these bowl games. It's just the way they do it. So, you know, and it's, you know, it does distract you from, you know, your own thoughts. That's anything that distracts you from your own thoughts is a distraction. That's what it is. It takes you away from your own thoughts, something you would naturally think, or and you know, instead of artificially seeing things. Because like we know, like when they say, you know, when they talk about an entertainment plan or something, what we see is, as I said, with music. You know, if you listen to on most channels, most channel plays 5 or 6, about 8 records a day. That's about for every. It's like an 8 work hour day. They play the same 8 records every hour. And it seems like it takes every, you know, with the commercials, it seems an hour. Then I mean, it's just that's the way they appear to do it. And so, you know, they expose you. I was saying like Country Wayne. I had to, you know, dang near erase my Facebook to get away from Country Wayne. Cause they artificially he's in it. I'm erasing this Country Wayne. I'm blocking this Country Wayne. Another skit would come up. So you can see there something's artificially pushing this guy. If I can block this guy 3 or 4 times and then I'm still seeing content by him, you know it's artificially being put out there. Somebody wants this out there. And we know, you know, the businesses make money off these people as well. So that's why we see it. And that's what they're saying. That, you know, people are artificially put out there. You know, have artificial artificial stardom because they're giving chances that, you know, some others just might not get. And I think that's the, you know, that's the, yes, that's just the thought. It's just, of just how you navigate everything your own self. And because, you know, the life is about you. You know, Jimi Hendrix said, it's my life. Let me live the wild, you know, it's my life. I'm the one that's got to die when it's my time. So let me live my life the way I want to live it. And the beast, like the beast is, if one thing about the beast is the beast hates to be ignored. I mean, really, like try to ignore something that you normally do and see how much it will pop up. Like it's interesting if you say you just cut out Facebook on your phone, it's interesting how much Facebook, and say you go with a week without going on Facebook. Watch how often something with Facebook will come up. Even if you come out of it, you'll see some kind of ad somewhere that's trying to bring you back to Facebook. And so we see how they artificially want our attention. And the biggest thing to look at is when you ignore it. See, when you ignore the beast, that it hates to be ignored. So when you ignore it, it works overtime for you when you ignore it. I mean, in other ways, it really will work overtime for you. And all you got to do is ignore it. It's like, well, you're ignoring me, but this part of what you do is good. So we should let this rock. You don't really know how to help yourself, so we're going to help you. And so that's a remarkable part of it. That part of it, of ignoring the beast, and how the beast like wants to jump bad. It's like, yeah, I don't want to be ignored, Jack. You know, come back to me, pay some attention to me, baby. Oh man, this is one dude I ain't seen. Wow, that brother, I ain't seen that brother in a long time. I forgot about him. That brother looked so sickly. Time we saw seeing him. I knew it. See, I said the shootout, the gunfire by me was in the trailer park. Here we go. Watch this. I found it. This is some funny shit. I found it. This is some funny debauchery.
I had no.
This is some funny debauchery, y'all. So this is me hearing it, and I'm gonna pass it on. This is not too far away from me.
Were killed in the line of duty. Police responding to an eerily similar situation in that city. Thankfully, this time a very different outcome.
Fox 9's Courtney Godfrey joining us now. And so, Courtney, Burnsville police responding to reports of gunfire inside a home last night, which led to an 8-hour-long standoff.
Yeah, Kelsey, neighbors say the woman barricaded herself inside the home, eventually apprehended with the help of a canine officer. That community now expressing gratitude for the officers who showed up to help.
I mean, it was scary enough when it happened on the other side of Burnsville, but right here, wow.
Joni Martinson says she's grateful Saturday night's standoff at the end of her street ended the way it did. The special education teacher displaying signs in her yard in remembrance of the 3 first responders who lost their lives during a similar situation last month.
My heart goes out to them. My heart just breaks for the whole department and all the departments in the area.
Burnsville police say they responded to this mobile home community on the south side of town around 8:30 last night on reports of a gunshot. When they arrived, the female suspect refused to come out, prompting the evacuation of several neighboring homes and the start of an hours-long negotiation. Jose Ramirez says he made the initial 911 call.
Hey, y'all. Now, this is. I remember my wife dropped some DoorDash in here, and she was like mad because it's not that far from me. But when they have little pockets like this of basically affordable housing, I mean, this is broke. Like this truck looked like it costs more than the trailer. Like that's what gets me. It's like the vehicle will cost more than what you're living in. And this is a double wide, and I mean, it looks old, the awning, I mean, you can just see, everything's chopped up, it's dirty and old, but, I mean, this is broke, this is working people, this is working people, so, but let's let where was my homeboy at? He's rocking, he said he made the call. What happened? What did you hear, baby?
Ramirez says he made the initial 911 call.
She looked very out of it, so I kind of came back and tried to see if she was okay, and that's when we kind of heard a pop sound.
Ramirez says it all started when the woman forced herself into his uncle's car and was acting strangely. Not long after he coaxed her out, he says he heard the gunshot. He says responding officers were quick and fearless.
They took precautions, they evacuated everyone. I feel like they did an amazing job.
Their actions leaving quite the impression as these neighbors recognize just how much they've been through recently.
These guys could have faced the same.
Sunny Acres. Hey, where is that shit at?
Ain't nothing sunny about this shit right here. Look at this shit. This ain't sunny. I mean, when they show the long shot, it don't look bad. This is normally what I pass. And I mean, from the back view, it screams broke, but not that broke, Sunny acres
Leaving
for
quite
you.
the impression as these neighbors recognize just how much they've been through recently.
These guys could have faced the same thing and came in like fearless people.
Burnsville police officers were assisted by several other departments last night. In fact, it was the Tri-City Tactical Team that led negotiation efforts, and it was two of their people who were injured. Burnsville.
That's interesting. They didn't say how they were injured, but they said they were injured. So that's what I had found myself, that they had got injured. They didn't say if they, because I one time read shot, but then the next time it came out, it said injured. So I'm not quite sure, but that's not far from me. So, hey, I'm not fucking with nobody. Ain't no gonna be shots going off in this motherfucker unless somebody comes up in this bitch. And then, yes, it might get some shots coming up if they attack my family, You come at a nigga's house, it's shoot and ask questions later if you ain't supposed to be up in this motherfucker. That's just how it goes. Even when I was in the police academy, they say if you shoot somebody outside your house, take him back in. Let him bleed on you so there's no trail from outside, but let him take him back in. Shoot him in your house. So you say you shot him in your house. So, that was the local little story and the local little bullshit that happened on this Easter. I hope everybody, got to dress up or whatever your thing is, Oh, definitely. It is funny. Oh, it is funny. Like that's the funny thing. Like when I grew up in the 60s and all the brothers that worked at General Motors, because if you worked there, you got a discount. And, you would see like a caddy in front of this little shack of a house. And it's like, why wouldn't you have your house nice and then get the car? But it seemed like that's the opposite. So because it was easier to get the car, they would get the nice car, but the house was kind of sus. So I never understood that mentality. I would rather have just something to drive me around and the crib be laid, Man, car is a car, How you riding around that motherfucker don't really matter as long as it get around. You dig? I guess certain cars do make you feel certain ways, but it's like after a while, it's just a motherfucking car. You look good regardless. So I don't think you need a car just to look good. Yeah, this is a kind of long story. I don't know if I want to read it. It's kind of funny though. I think I reported on this story before, but it's called Apple River Stabbing, Self-Defense Argument at Center of the Case.
The cannabis industry.
Should I go, guys? I shall. And we can see what kind of debauchery this is.
River in Wisconsin will stand trial on first-degree murder charges. Nikolai Miu is facing a life sentence for killing a teenager on the river in July of 2022.
But Miu is arguing self-defense during an escalating conflict with younger tubers. Tonight, our Paul Bloom is breaking down the legal issues at stake.
On Monday morning, the trial of Nikolai Miu finally gets underway here in St. Croix County Circuit Court. Miu is now 54. He's charged with 5 counts, including first-degree intentional murder for killing Stillwater teenager Isaac Schumann with a knife on that hot July day back in 22.
After seeing the impact my brother had on people, I want to thank Isaac for giving my family and I the best 17 years of our lives.
4 others were stabbed during the confrontation on the Apple River, including Riley Mattson.
My friend instantly, saw that I was bleeding out and yelled to my other friends, "You need to call 911."
We spoke to Riley from her hospital bed in the days that followed.
I didn't really see a knife. I recall maybe something kind of poking out of his fingers, kind of like this, holding down by his side, but I don't recall for sure if it was a blade or not.
The question the jury will soon have to answer.
Okay, well, now here you see a river, but this is what you do at the Apple River. It's one of them rivers where you tube down it, you catch the bus bring you back down. So this is what the Apple River is a tubing place. You can camp. It's in a national park too, but on the Wisconsin side. So let's give a little more debauchery.
Reasonably in self-defense. They have to reasonably believe that they were going to suffer some attack and that attack was going to result in great bodily harm or death.
Attorney Eric Nelson won a high-profile acquittal in a deadly self-defense case in Wisconsin back in 2015.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Levi Aker Kendall, not guilty.
Levi Aker Kendall was charged with homicide in the stabbing death of Peter Kelly during a nighttime riverfront altercation along the St. Croix.
The last thing I remember seeing was his tennis shoes and my flip-flops, and I stabbed him.
Aker Kendall here testified in his own defense, even physically demonstrating what happened during the fight. Nelson tells me he expects MIU will ultimately have to do the same.
To raise self-defense, you have to act with the intent to defend yourself, and you need to explain why you defended yourself, what you were feeling, what you were thinking, what you were seeing.
MIU remains jailed, but court filings hint at his defense. MIU claimed he was using snorkel gear to search for a friend's lost cell phone when he thought a group of younger tubers may have found something, and he approached. That is when things escalated quickly, with some witnesses describing MIU's behavior on the river as, quote, sketchy and disgusting. MIU telling investigators he feared for his life, that the group became more agitated, calling him obscene names before turning on him and assaulting him in the water.
It's going to go directly to what you were feeling and what you were fearing in that moment. If you're in the water, any one of those guys could bring you down. And
I must say, just by looking at his picture, I say guilty. This nigga looks guilty to me. I say guilty. 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 But who cares what I think, y'all? Who really cares what I think? Nobody really cares what I think. So we'll see. I just was interested to see, because shank, that's what it reminds me of, Muggs being in jail. I was looking at the dude, like, no matter what jail they put him in, he could make a knife. Some kind of way he was going to get some material so he'd have him a shank. It's like, if you put the shit around him, like they had to do Magneto, put all the plastic around him because you couldn't put metal around him because he would turn metal into something to fuck y'all up. So that's y'all, that is the most interesting kind of story. But it's not a lot of here, not a lot of debauchery, which is cool, that's always good. And as I said, I'm not gonna go a long time tonight. This was the night that I was gonna go short. But I just want to come on and say what's happening to everybody, do about an hour or so and still see what's happening with everybody. And let you know I appreciate these last few nights hanging with there, trying to get more sporting news. And, I have a nice little break. I probably will come on Wednesday and, do a little pre-Final Four. And then, of course, I'll be on next Saturday night. So that's all. Looking like Kevin Spacey. Why that motherfucker looking like Kevin Spacey? He kind of did. He kind of did look like Kevin Spacey. That's just the funniest about it. It's just, most it's like one time
I was wrong, and I jumped in front of a bunch of young folks that looks like, from what I learned later, it was about to be a gang little beef, and I was given bad information, and I jumped in front of two little gangs, and I literally almost had to shoot these motherfuckers. I mean, I literally like had to just pull my shit out on these young niggas, and they like backed up, and then one ran at my car, and I shot over his head. He's like, "Shit, motherfucker, hit the ground." But I was wrong, I was wrong, and even if they attacked me, I think I was still wrong for fucking with them. So because they was like they wanted to fight me, but that's fight. I mean, it wasn't a real threat to say that we could fight and me to shoot him. That's kind of sketchy. And back in the 90s, and I was wrong. When I approached these young niggas, I was absolutely wrong. So I think, looking back, I would have been wrong to shoot their ass. So, I would admit that. I would have been wrong. I would have been foul. Well, the young niggas was fucking with me, so I had to pop his ass. No, not always. Not always, y'all. Yeah, now here it says 2 officers injured. Yeah, they lead off with the motherfuckers got hurt. Oh, the Pope. Oh shit, they gonna show some Pope shit. I didn't see no Pope shit. Where the Pope at? The Pope in Notre Dame. Ding ding dong. When Damon be that Damon music. I'm ding ding dong. I'm ding ding dong. That Damon music and shit. Look at this shit. Like this, like they stole this land so long ago, and they've been on this land now for thousands of years. But it was a lot of energy on this land. Again, this is their little army right here. There's only a couple hundred of these motherfuckers, but they have their own bank that's basically unregulated. So it's more regulated now than what it used to be. And this is one of the last living city states. If you understand, this is a city state. So. This is one of their days where they're on, this is what they believe. So, they had to come out with pageantry, and this is all pageantry of things that they've copied other people did, and I wonder if this is real gold and could we ever pawn it if we stole it? But look at all this male energy and all this pageantry, and this old boy's getting old, but they've copied their dress from other cultures. I mean, it's just like, and they did it so long ago that people think it's their stuff, but they've copied what they do so much from other people. And look at these mugs. I mean, all the crimes and stuff. What they say about these Catholics mugs and all these men, it's just bound to be foul. You dig? And it's hard to trust these men because these men have all went through the same thing that's been going on with these people from the very beginning of them, back to the Borgias and even before them. So how can you say none of these people are corrupt when the way they went through it was debauchery and corruptism? All of these people saw it and know about the debaucheries. I think the red hats got more power than the purple hats. I think these are cardinals. The red hat is cardinals. I think these are the powder puffs. I don't know what they're called. So, that's the problem with religion compared to being spiritual, this pageantry. I mean, again, we have more of a really kind of appearance of the Borgia, a little bit of a Byzantine kind of description here. Muslims say you shouldn't take pictures of your gods, but again, this is more of the Borgia. But look at all this, you start seeing the 33s, the 33s. Look at the pillars. I mean, everything about this, it's putting off a certain, energy out of it. And again, the cross is nothing more than the cardinal directions. But look at this, 33 here. Look at this on the leaves, the 33 on the leaves. Well, okay, we got 4 here. Guess the fourth one is cut off over there. So it's just so much to see in the pageantry of it all. Let's see what else they'll show. And he's 87 years old, so you know he didn't really want to do shit. And it's, you know, it makes you wonder, like, why do they want these old people? Like, it just, why is it a history of they want these old folks to run this stuff, which really makes no sense. No one wants old people to run businesses around the world, but yet they've had this habit of letting extremely old people kind of run things. So he's giving them, you know, what's that shit when Damon be coming? That doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. The little boy touching gang. It's funny. And then you know, he'd be chanting that bullshit. That Damon music, you know, that music when Damon was going, Damon, Damon. I guess that was the end of that shit. Okay. That Pope Christmas shit is wild, though. The Pope is wild on Christmas. Let's see if there's any more pictures of this shit. So, and you know, whatever your thing is, I'm sorry, whatever your thing is, you know, I'll leave your thing alone. You leave my thing alone. I guess that's the best way to look at it. You got your thing and I got mine. Okay, I'm at an hour. I'm not gonna go too much longer, guys. It's been a fun week of sports. It's really something that they've put together that is enjoyable, that people love. People can, you know, the casual sports follower doesn't mind, you know, participating in it. Yeah. So that's the excitement of it. That's the excitement of it. And young people turn into, you know, what they're supposed to turn into and what it's scripted for them to turn into. And then, you know, it's a fluent, the egghead man in the room, it's a fluent movement where, you know, it's like, oh, we like him. All of a sudden he's shooting the J. Let's run with him. Let's run with him. And so, that's a great part of it too. And the money now, basketball is so much, in some ways, an easier life than a football player. You can come out like Kenny Smith, where your leg is all despite having some of who stays the best doctors, because as I spoke about the other night, look at Deion Sanders' leg, and he supposedly had the best doctors, but yeah, you look at his leg and you see how jacked up his leg is. So, but you know, the concussion problems you don't see in basketball players that football players go through. And so it's a much easier life. And then again, you know, the whole thing about college is you're playing against top athletes, so it's top speeds. And with top speeds, you know, especially football, it's top collisions. Even the contact in basketball, it's faster. You know, every level you move through, you know, it's faster. I mean, even like a young person gets out of high school, and then if this is the first time he really plays against men, he'll see that it's a different game playing with men. Everyone is you know, pretty strong. Everyone has mastered some type of skill. I mean, if you really study how people play, especially playground, you know, to the Y's, wherever you can go hoop, you know, these different places, you can see what skills individuals hold. And you see that all individual skills aren't the same. And so, and it's a great feeling, you know, it's really a great feeling that, like, to go into gyms and really be able to get a good workout in. You know, really get a good workout in. That's a great feeling. You know, passing the ball, hustling. That's I love that kind of thing. the team, you know, the camaraderie. I like all that. So I said I'm not gonna go terribly long. Don't really have a lot of messages for everybody. I'm a little tired. What people think it's like living in Mississippi. That would the one little girl, the young not little girl, but the young girl says, you know, I'm from Mississippi. Like, okay. Oh, I guess I'm not going to Mississippi in June. They canceled our reunion. Yeah, they canceled the Macon reunion in Mississippi. So I might just have, because I'm thinking about trying to buy some land down there. I think I can buy some land and, you know, put a little whatever on it. Hook it up with water and electricity and have me a little summer house to go down there and just chill. You know, go down to Mississippi and just chill. You know, find me a little place where have me a little land, maybe make me a little garden somewhere where people just let me be, you know, let me make my little garden and be hot and have air conditioning blowing on my ass and be chilling. If I want to shoot something out my back window, I can. That's what I would like. That's really what I would like. Monday. I need to look at my schedule. Do I got anything planned? I really don't think I do. I think I got a free day. Yeah, other than what my daughter's doing. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Yeah, I think tomorrow, April 1st, April Fools. Yeah, I don't have. I think I just got therapy on Wednesday. Ooh, no therapy. I don't think I have therapy. That's a lie. I got therapy this week. I'm gonna have to double check somewhere in here. I know I got therapy. They'll write me. They'll write me. My back feels, you know, so much better. Yeah. So I'm kind of running out of things to say, y'all. Not a lot of debauchery going on this day of resurrection. And, you know, being a brand new you. That's what it's about when you dress up and go out. Be that brand new you. And you can be that brand new you every day, you know. And that's, you know, the message I try to put with anybody. Is everybody can be brand new. All the time. You can reinvent yourself over and over again. Especially, you know, if everything you think about and you try to do is just trying to be better and better. And, you know, strive to fulfill what you can fulfill. To strive to fulfill what you can fulfill, you know. Like you know what, like people like a lot of things I really like people talk about them and then they um like it's like they talk about certain things and like their experiences, but I don't think they make it quite like where everybody can comprehend what they talk about. Like when a person says, you know, the alien took me and did this and that to me. I mean, when you're listening to them, you know, are they really believable what they're telling you? Or is it something suspect like that? Because even getting the process of them coming to you or getting to you, that's a whole process, and that's something you'd have to. Well, what's the whole process? And I was saying, you know, like the times I've been able to time travel, and it's been different layers, but just the simple thing of just seeing a porthole open and taking it, and then recognizing that I am like in my aunt's driveway when it was still mud, it wasn't paved, and then looking at the houses across the streets. And you know, really like seeing this portal and being very hesitant to go through it. I was kind of like, I guess, intimidated. And then finally, I just like part of myself just pushed me through it. And I can remember landing. I'm like, oh shit, what is this? Like, this ain't supposed to be like this. And I looked at the house and I started seeing the other houses. They ain't supposed to be there. And I'm looking at the cars. I'm like, damn. And I see a license plate. I'm like, whoa. Now, again, I wasn't able to hold it very long. That's about the most I can tell you about that experience. I came back the way I went in. There was a lot of energy moving around, and I guess sometimes I do get lucky, and the desire stuff, everything lines up, and it's like boom, I just hit this portal, was able to have this experience, and it's not much. It's not much. I didn't change anything. There's no butterfly effect. I didn't turn a stone over and somebody tripped and died over it. And that's how most of the time it is. Sometimes people can just go back and check it out. Like I've said, when one of the family members that fought in Vietnam, I mean, that was a cool thing to kind of go back and just watch him fight. Because I for some reason I'm able to tap into them. And I've said before, the one day, and I don't even know if that was going back in time or just what was generated, but the time he saw me and said, "Is you gonna just watch or fight?" I was like, "Oh." So I don't even know if that was going back in time. But I can remember the experience of like, shit, really? You can see me? And I grabbed the gun. I was like, oh shit. And just started shooting at these Vietnamese motherfuckers. Just fighting with him, grabbing rifles, getting ammo and getting cover and just shooting, moving. I mean, it's like not no video game shit. I mean, this is run, cover, shoot. But yet I found it quite stimulating. So I don't know if that experience was really going back in time. I'm not sure. Because other times I was just able to view how he survived. That was really what I was curious about. It's like, wow, what did he do to survive? How did he live? How did he live through this? So I guess sometimes you can get too close to it. And I mean, and tapping into war is, as I've said before, war is the most interesting thing about war, and it's any war. I don't care which war you talk about, there's a path. It's like, it's almost, if you talk about something predetermined, it seems like these paths, before the battles are even fought. I mean, think about the old ways to do it. It's just people with swords and shields. It's already, before they even fight, it's already a predetermined number who's going to live and who's going to die. So if you ever talk about something that's really appears artificial because that exists, because if you isolate it, how did these people live? You can see that the roads are almost parallel for the people who live compared to the people that die. It's parallel roads where it's people like the dying thing is so weird because it's people that almost follow people in the same footsteps. It's like they'll take the dying trail every time. Like maybe this trail they didn't take a dying trail, and maybe this trail, but they'll take a trail of where they're gonna take the trail to die eventually. And so, that's the most artificial thing about a war. And I guess, that almost looks like the video game-ish is the way you see it. When you see the trails of survival and the trails of death on how to proceed. I mean, it looks very much like a video game. And it's true. I mean, it's true. You can follow the trails and you will live. And that's one thing, if you're able to go back in time, that exists, a way to go into a war and live. Now, I don't know if that's Westworld. I'm not saying it's like that. I can't say that. But I can say there are clear trails where you can jump on and follow, and your chances of survival is greater than if you don't follow a trail. That's, again, if you're able to tap into that. And war, I mean, war is, again, like I talked about a guy, a lot of people, don't see danger as others. A lot of people don't have tunnel vision. A lot of people's senses heighten during, a threat, of danger. And some people, the opposite happens, They get to, you know, they get to see it red and that shit get to closing. That's why, at first you kind of gotta face danger to see what you're facing. And remember, of all things, action, takes away from fear. The doing takes away from the fear. I tell you, I like clothes so much. I know I'm just randomly changing the subject, but I like that Nazi shit. I might go get me some of that Nazi shit. I'm gonna order me some of that Nazi shit, and one day I'm gonna come on here dressed like a Nazi. Now I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody, but that boss shit, I want to go find me some boss Nazi stuff. You think it still exists? Like some Nazi stuff by Boss still exists? I want some of that real Nazi shit. Come up here looking like George Patton and shit, Had a fighting helmet and the pearl handle pistols, and I got one of them jackets because Patton used to wear one of the Air Force jackets, the shearling jacket. Truly looked the part. Don't do it. That's funny. I don't even know where you probably can't even rent no shit like that. You go to the costume place. Man, I want to rent some Nazi shit. You want Nazi stuff? Yeah, I guess you could probably catalog it. I've seen it on catalogs, but yeah, I wouldn't buy none of that shit. Life really feels good. And I hope you guys feel it. That's the energy I put out there. I know I'm talking shit, but I like to put that, just the joyful energy out there. There's so many things that we can touch in this world that just make us feel good and raise our vibrations. And, music is that. You don't have to listen to all that murder, death music. I mean, there's so much music that you can make another choice on something positive out of hearing the harmonies. And just hearing that sound of just joy and just being part of this world, because each and every moment is priceless. Every moment is priceless, and it's so like I'm sitting here, but for me, like I sit here night after night, but it's like, even like right now, if we take right now, and you ask me later what is all sitting here in front of me and the last time I interacted with it, and it's like, I was like, I might tell you, I don't even know, some of these things I haven't even touched. But yet all this stuff means something to me because I brought it here with myself. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, all this stuff is important. And it's like, that's why, like, when I burn smoke, I try to, everything around me, I try to touch it so that it all activates. I mean, yes, smudging is great for the house, putting the tall grasses, pulling the Palo Santo, the sage, and these kind of things are great because it moves energies. Because energies, around you can become stale. And can stale energies be harmful? Sometimes, especially attachments. And that's the biggest thing, that's why, this kind of stuff, I keep this kind of stuff around me, because these zoolites this apophyllite gets rid of attachments. I sleep near some of this stuff. I have a big piece downstairs, and that, that, and getting rid of attachments, again, it doesn't, you know that your thoughts are your own. And the little things that come in is fear, doubt, and ego. Some things that, you should be in control of. Again, a person was talking about the 42 laws, but when it comes down to what
if those of you are interested in how to master Mayat, again, is to go through life emotionless. And that's kind of some points of even Buddha. You know, all your purpose is just to, you know, make the enlightenment, make the message stronger and clearer. But being able to look at all things from all sides, and that's what it means, is not having emotion, being able to truly be a person that can view, you know, in four directions, the cardinal directions. You know, they talk about stories of the crossroads. Well, there's never the crossroads. It's the four roads. So the crossroads are just breaking off of the two of the four roads. So if you look at the two roads came off of of another four-way crossroads somewhere. But that's what it's, you know, it's boogeyman scaring you, saying that's good, especially if you've come to the four ways. Because that's where the most power would be, is the four-way crossway, right? Not the two-way. It would have to be the most power if you were to set a spell like that. You know, Robert Johnson said, you know, make me a great guitar player for a couple years, and you know, you would have to be at a four-way to really get the energy to make that type of deal with some type of entity. Apparently, the entity knew that what you wanted, and the entity could help you do it without lessons. No, nigga, do it like this again. Like this, you know. And in reality, you go to all four directions. That's why when I break down, you know, how you do the sisters, and you do that kind of divination where you truly put yourself in all these real life situations. And your ideas are able to get filtered down through real life situations, because you put these ideas in a living kind of thing. And through the ciphering and the filtering, you get something that physically experienced what you're trying to put out there. So the information you're going to get back should be helpful of what your decision and the way to move forward should be. So, wanted to put that out there. He said, don't wear the Nazi outfit. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get me a George Patton outfit. Well, I got the coat, but and you know, it's harder to buy Army surplus stores. I was just reading something that's how they okay. All right. I'm not sure what that was, but I said okay. Where am I at? Okay, hour and a half. Ah, yeah. What time is it? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna cut it. I wasn't gonna go late. Yeah, I'm not gonna be on again until, let me get this right. Not Tuesday night going into Wednesday. Wednesday night going into Thursday morning. There we go. Wednesday night going into Thursday morning. I'll come back on my regular Wednesday nights. Thank you guys who came. I hope you got a little bit out of you know, the basketball and you enjoyed it. I hope, and we'll break down a little pre-Final Four on Wednesday and Thursday, and then I'll definitely be there talking about it after Saturday, and maybe even go live Saturday and have a Discord where you guys can ask questions and shit during the game. That might be how we'll do it. So definitely till we meet again. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the support. Till we meet again.